There's just one place where you can drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Monday, 8:24 the place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. The great Frankie Fresco is that way.
No.
There.
There you go.
There we go. And already in Cap for Life, JC Mateo. What is going on? Sammy's in. No doubt's in. My dad's in. Appreciate everybody that's got us locked in on X, on Twitch, and if you're watching us on the Stanley Media House Network or the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe. We are doing a Raw watch-along for as long as we are on the air. We're not watching the whole show. We're just going to do with what we see, what we're discussing as we go on. I just found out Karrion Kross and Bobby Lashley are Puerto Rican.
Is Karrion Kross Puerto Rican? I knew Bobby Lashley was had some Spanish in him.
Yeah, I did not know.
I thought Bobby Lashley was Dominican. Could be wrong.
It's Monday Night SCD. I like it. Yes. We're going a little bit earlier this week, and I'm just watching some of the highlights right now. They've got AJ and Penta going to take on the Judgment Day of Finn Balor and JD McDonough. That should be a pretty damn good match. Frankie, how you been, man?
Man, I appreciate Sean kind of helping me out here. I'm gonna be out tomorrow. That's why we pushed it. We pushed it to today instead of doing the show tomorrow. But I've been busy, man. I was acting like a tourist. My family was in town from Colombia, so I had to go and tip for anybody who's single out there. Don't steal my idea, but I'm giving you guys a little nugget here. You go to if you come here to Miami and you're local, if you're local here in Miami and you decide to act like a tourist, you could really, and you do tourist stuff. So for example, you do like what one thing I did that busting, that big busting. What you get to find out is that there is a lot of tourists that come along here. And what you could do is you could fake it and say that you're a tourist, and then you could get female phone numbers. And then now you have some female friends in town. So I won't go into too much detail, but that's a good trick right there, ladies and gentlemen. For the guys, not for the ladies, but unless the ladies want to swing that way. But act like a tourist, meet tourists, and then you hang out with these tourists. And then they leave and you have a good time with them. And that's it. That's all it is. That's all you got to do. 2 of my friends used to do this. They used to go to South Beach. They would rent a hotel at South Beach, stay there for 2 or 3 days, act like tourists, but they were really local, and they would get numbers left and right. So very, very a secret there by Frankie Fresco, giving you guys the inside scoop to all you single men out there, bro.
Look at that. Good old Frankie Fresco. Lie your ass off. Just lie.
You're not married to them. That's all that matters. You can marry. If you were married to them, I would tell you don't take my advice.
Half your life is taking notes, so
he is. He's definitely.
This is the gospel according to Frankie Fresco, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's from the book of Frankie Fresco. Exactly, Finn Sammy. That is true. That is true. You want to find some nice ladies out there? You follow my book and my suggestions. I promise you. If you need a wingman, let me know. I'll be there with you. I figured this out. This past week, so I like it. What's up with Penta and AJ Styles? Look at these guys.
Look at him dressed in red. Look at that. Who gets more air? Oh, Penta. Penta kills him.
Ooh, that
air.
That's those AJ knees are just
the AJ knees and back and hips and everything else.
They're not there. They're not there anymore.
Buddy. All right, dude. Crazy, man. All right, let's get into our first topic. We're gonna go with the one you sent to me to get started on this. Could the WWE right now start a third main roster program?
I mean,
do you believe with what they have right now, they could make it work? A third TV program. And then I guess the next question would be, where would you want it housed at?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to give a shout out to the Real American Beer. I'm just looking at the commercial right now. Really? Shout out to the Real American Beer. Hulk Hogan. Look,
is it a better commercial than the other ones? Photoshopped on a mountain.
You're getting the same commercials. Does everybody get the same commercials?
No, I'm not. I don't get the Real American commercials. Right now, I'm watching I don't know what the hell I'm watching.
I don't know what this is either. Some girl there.
Yeah, I'm watching a video chat feature of something.
Yeah.
AHS.com or something.
Yeah, something like that. I was getting the Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, video chat now available for something. American Home Shield. There you go. So I
don't want Real American Beer sponsoring me, man. Until they can get a good commercial, then they can sponsor me. But it's Hogan saying, "Come here, brother, drink my beer." Like, no, ripping his shirt off. Dude, I don't need some 70-year-old guy ripping his shirt off trying to sell beer.
No homo, but I kind of would like the Real American Beer to sponsor Squared Circle Digest. Just saying. All right, so back to the topic.
Yes.
Third main show.
Third main roster show with the WWE talent.
So
that they have now.
You know what, man? For me, it's doable. They could do it because it looks like they don't want to push NXT. They still want to keep NXT as like a developmental type of show. So because of that, and you saw right now, if you're watching Monday Night Raw just like we are, Roxanne signed with the main roster, and now Julia signed with SmackDown. So both of those girls are now in the main roster. Why not, Sean? Why not bring another main roster show on here? Especially since they got so much crap going on. They got the NXT, they got the other show that just ended. Right? I think the other show just
LFG
ended.
just ended. Yep.
Yeah.
And apparently, the winners of that got an NXT contract.
Oh, nice. Not bad. So, I mean, if you look at it, why not? You got all these wrestlers available. Why don't you make a third one? You could probably schedule the show probably on a Wednesday to compete with Dynamite.
And
So imagine.
I would do. Well, no, you can't really do Thursday because then you're competing with TNA, and TNA's your buds. So you can't really, unfortunately, do that. You don't do Tuesday because you're competing with NXT. Monday you're competing with Raw. Friday you're competing with SmackDown. Yeah, Wednesday's the winner by default, unless you're going to do a Saturday show. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Wake up with the WWE.
But do they have enough wrestlers to do that? Absolutely.
Oh, Evolve is on Wednesday night. I forgot about that show on Tubi.
Who watches Evolve?
Apparently, Finn Sammy does. He has Tubi.
Isn't Tubi free? Tubi's free though, right?
Is it? I don't know.
Live action How to Train a Dragon is going to be lit. What?
What is going on here?
What are you guys talking about? It says they have enough female talent NXT to start premiere. What he said? Premiere third promotion. The male talent is aging and not so much. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point by no doubt. The male talent is a little bit rough. So, and they are aging. So that's why they need to start pushing it. That's why I wouldn't mind a third roster. Because if you do a third roster, you're going to have to start bringing some of these guys up quickly and making them, relevant. Because you're right. A lot of the guys right now are all... They're all oldies, bro. They're all.
How would you format the third show? Would you format it like a level above NXT? Would you format it the same as Raw and SmackDown? Like, would you give the younger guys a chance to shine more on for instance, JD McDonough, Dom, those guys? Would you give them more time on a show that would be devoted toward them, or would you mix it in with a CM Punk led or Seth Rollins led or Roman or whoever? Like, would you allow it to be just, like a younger guys or gals even to make a name for themselves before going to Raw or SmackDown? Or would you try to make it on the level of Raw and SmackDown by adding a CM Punk, Seth, on and on?
You would have to add them with a CM Punk or a Seth or one of those guys on. Now, I don't want to see Seth on Monday and then on Wednesday for this show. It would have to be somebody else. So maybe we get a Braun Breaker instead and no Seth, with a Paul Heyman showing up on Wednesday. And again, we're just assuming that the show would be placed on a Wednesday based on how the other shows are running. So, but it has to be similar to Raw and SmackDown. So yes, you would need those big names to show up on that third roster. Not all the time, but at least quite a few. That way you gain the audience and they would buy into it. That's the only way I think it would work. And keep in mind, it's a good way to transition because look, if you think about it, let's say, for example, you got Seth on Monday, you got Cody on Friday, and then let's say you have Roman on Wednesdays, or Randy Orton on Wednesdays. You have the talent for it. I think that would work. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know that. And it's interesting because No Doubt just brought it up there. Does the audience have enough attention for another weekly show? And the question I would have is, what would the storylines be? Because again, WWE is more about storylines. What storylines would you run with a third brand and then also make it to where you can grab the attention? Yeah, it looked like it hurt. Grab the attention of the fans and keep the attention. Because again, you remember when Netflix came out, I said they should kind of throw everything together and have NXT and SmackDown be shows and then have the blow-offs be on Netflix. So it turns into almost like a weekly PLE-ish style show, you know. So, but I don't know.
Why won't we do this? Why don't they cut off SmackDown?
Gosh, what do you mean Triple H need to step down for it to work?
Well, this is the thing, man. There's a lot of people who are not fond of Triple H right now, bro. It's a lot of people who are not liking Triple H. I don't know if you heard Vince Russo. He was talking about how that new
Vince Russo guy, Jesus Christ.
how the show that they're gonna do, that series that they're gonna do on Netflix about behind the scenes and all that stuff. How the Triple H, there's a scene where Triple H is sitting down with all the rest of the guys who are doing the storytelling, and they're all in suits. And then Vince Russo was criticizing it, saying, "Yo, man, like, why in the world is these guys are in suits? Like, dude, back in the day, you know, Vince McMahon would just be in some sweatpants and stuff and just writing the storylines and all that
This isn't Vince McMahon's WWE anymore, though, bro.
I understand
it's
that, but
not Triple H's WWE. That's the problem. Everybody's TKO owns them.
But do you really gotta be in a suit to come up with storylines in that room?
If they're considered executives and office personnel, then you're wearing suits.
It's a little bit rough. You're making it too corporate, bro. Too corporate for in my eyes.
It's owned by a corporation.
It's wrestling too. You gotta be able to loosen up a little bit, corporation.
Once you went public and once you are now owned by a corporation, TKO is a corporation. That's gone bye-bye, man. It's not your mom and pop wrestling. It's not AEW. It's not TNA. It's not even TNA's owned by Anthem, which is why they got rid of Scott D'Amore, because he didn't want to go along with the whole thing. Because again, it's wrestling. Well, guess what? It's not wrestling anymore. It is a sports and entertainment, and it is a business. And the business side has to win out.
Well, let's look at this, right? SmackDown is 3 hours, and you say you get bored of SmackDown. I kind of didn't tune in too much about
Wilfred
with AEW, absolutely. SmackDown is 3 hours, so if they cut it to 2 hours, they keep Raw to 2 hours, 2 hours as well, kind of, or maybe 2 hours and a half. You could that's where you got that Wednesday night show you could do. You could do maybe an hour and a half, and that would work as well. And yes, you could still find a way to have 3 different main big storylines. You just need really good people to come up with these storylines, especially if WWE wants to go to SummerSlam moving forward with 2 nights of SummerSlam now. Because that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of storylines you need to come up with, and that's a lot of wrestlers you need to make relevant. You can't have the same guys going one day and the other, because it's gonna happen like AEW, where hey, they're gonna run into injuries, and then what? Look at Kevin Owens. He's now having issues. He doesn't even know if he's gonna come back from that neck injury.
Well, he hasn't even been scheduled for surgery yet.
Yeah, so think about that.
I mean, and so every day, usually neck surgery is about 10 to 12 months. So count a year from the time he finally has a surgery before he can do it. So
Karun says, if the worst thing you've done is wear a suit to a meeting, you've done well in your life. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I get it. They're trying to make it more corporate and all that stuff, but it's still wrestling, man.
Also, where was the meeting at? Here's my question. Where's the meeting at?
It looked like it was in a conference room or something like that.
So it was probably at WWE headquarters. It was probably on a work day. So they were probably there doing that. If they do it like at an arena, depending on how most they usually you have to be like casual going to a wrestling show, like a collared shirt, buttoned up shirts, you know, except like John Cena was in his jorts or different things like that.
Sean, then let's do this, man. Moving forward, next show we wear suits to the show.
Did we got a corporation paying us now?
Maybe they'll sponsor us if they see us wearing a suit.
If that's what I'll wear a tie next week. I'll do a suit and tie,
but a legit one. Don't give me that shirt with the painted tie on it. I don't want that one. I want a legit tie.
No, mine won't be painted. I got the vinyl.
Oh, Lord.
It's vinyl.
And no clip on either. No clip on. We don't want no clip on ties here, sir. An actual made tie.
Listen. If we get a sponsor, to pay us to wear suits.
Look at that.
I'll wear a suit.
Sammy's telling us deal. Do it. Imagine us doing. You know what? I don't think there's any wrestling podcast that we have suits on. I could wear a blazer. I don't mind wearing a blazer. Why not? I could wear blazers. Hopefully, we'll get sponsored. Anyway,
Sunday. Wear your blazer.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I mean,
and Cat for Life said it right. Spreading it thin will be a gamble because again, if you do have that going on and people do get injured, do you just drop whatever to make sure you bring over to keep Raw? Again, it's probably like, crazy. But if you get down to where you have no stars left on Raw, do you tear down whatever show to make sure Raw is getting, whatever?
But look, check this out. You mentioned one key thing. It's a corporate TKO. So they're all about money. So how can you make more money? You make more shows. How do you make more shows? You make bigger events. You do all this stuff. Kind of like the UFC. I remember back in the day, UFC, they only had like maybe one show every month, which was the pay-per-view. Now they got UFC Fight Night. They got UFC. They used to have UFC on Fox a couple times as well when they were on Fox. So it's a lot. They're adding more stuff. So if WWE, if they decide to go that route, I think that would make sense for them to go because
damn El Grande Americano.
Why is he keep doing that to Penta, man? What a hater.
That's going to be the main event at AAA, right? When Worlds Collide, right? Penta versus El Grande Americano.
El Grande Americano is legit. He's out there. I just don't like the fact that he's going after Penta. Oh, coup de grace by Finn Balor, and there you go, the victory. And you know what? There is a possibility you could still. Why is that guy booing? There is a lot of like you said, you could have JD McDonough, Carlito doesn't wrestle anymore. They could feature Carlito on that one on that Wednesday.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like even have Carlito wrestle on that one to boost up the younger talent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and look, I mean, Finn Sammy was saying that he was watching the other show, or at least he knows about the other show. I don't watch that other show.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of Evolve, but Evolve is also a lot of the guys that are going to be. Headbutt to the back of the head. God, man. Chad Gable's got a damn hard head. I'm sorry, El Grande Americano. Sorry, I slipped.
How dare you, sir? How dare
Gracias.
you? Damn, he got some really good height there, bro.
Yeah, he did. Almost like he wanted to put his feet through Penta.
That is true.
Take a spot.
Did you see that in the crowd? There's a girl or somebody wearing like a bunny helmet, like a bunny, like a... She put like a helmet or like a mascot helmet on her, and she's wearing a bunny. I don't know if she still has it on. I think she may have taken it off, but at the beginning of the show, she was wearing it. I don't know if you noticed it. Oh, there you got the.
Where are they at? Are they in Indianapolis or where are they at? Oh, Greenville. What is that? South Carolina, right?
I think it's one of the Carolinas. Yeah.
Then why was there a Pat McAfee Indianapolis Colts jersey?
Because that guy's an idiot. I saw that. He was wearing the Indianapolis Colts jersey. I don't understand.
It said coming up, Tyrese Halliburton.
What do you think about that crap? They're like, okay, so see, now that's another thing you're realizing. They kind of hit the spot with the Tyrese and...
They nailed that, man. They nailed that. I mean, it was luck, but again, they have it on tape to where they can go back and be like, we knew it. And now look they're playing it up, right? It's on social media. It's like we pulled it off. We knew it.
Who knows? I mean, there might be conspiracy in the NBA, and the NBA said, "Yeah, well, we'll give you that. We'll give it for you." Oh, look at Becky Lynch, my girl Becky. Hell yeah!
Here we go, back in business.
Oh, that's what it says on her back.
No doubt, JD is a monster. So good. Took the Mexican Destroyer. Yeah, he just got back from injury. Yeah, he's a worker, man. Those.
Cafe says 2-piece suits with jeans, shorts, and flip flops. Yeah. You definitely will see us with blazers on, but you don't want to see us getting up after that. That's for sure. Are people cheering Becky? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no, she's gonna get a little bit of. Dude,
she's so hard to have like booze run on her.
I love how they do her name now in the green, the lime green, neon green.
That's even more sexy because my favorite color is green.
Color of money.
Money.
There it is, Money in the Bank qualifying match.
Here we
Poor
go.
Natalia.
Why do they keep doing that to poor Natalia? They keep throwing her in there for no reason. Like,
Yeah, but I like the fact that at least they're letting her go out and do her own thing, and she's training a lot of the girls at her gym, the Dungeon in Orlando. So, or Tampa, I can't remember where I can't remember if she's Tampa or Orlando, but they got the school there, the Dungeon. It's kind of by invite only, but a lot of the talent goes there and works out.
yeah. So I think going back to the topic, I think at the end of the day they could. It's gonna be a lot of work because, like you said, you do have to kind of spread the talent, but that also gives WWE more of a chance not to lay off people like they did a couple weeks ago. So you have the ability to spread more of the wrestling, more opportunity for more wrestlers, and you know it doesn't hurt if they try it because if it doesn't succeed, you just pull like a AEW Rampage. You take it off after a year. You just take it off and no harm, no foul, right? I don't think WWE would get hurt.
Well, not only that, but if it doesn't have the audience, you just keep it for your younger guys. And make it kind of like a little bit, maybe even less than NXT, the ones you want to go there, depending on what the TV rights deal is and everything else. Remember, when NXT was with the USA Network, they were just kind of tagging along on the Raw deal. They weren't really getting paid, which is why when the CW one came up, it was so much more than what they were making, which still wasn't a lot of money compared to, but it was more than what they were getting with USA. So,
yeah,
you still have to reach, but again, depending on what network you go to, those numbers could be whatever.
That's true.
So it'll be very interesting too, because I know a lot of people were like, I think Raw, like a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember which date it was. I think it was March 31st, but they had a 1.49 million watches on the first day and a half or however they do the thing. And I was thinking, like, that's pretty damn good numbers if you think about it. Everybody that pays has to pay Netflix something, whether you're paying the $8 or you're paying the HD or you're paying whatever, you're really paying to watch Raw now.
Are you paying extra for the non-commercials?
No.
Okay, me either.
I'm watching Karate Kid right now. Karate Kid Legends.
I just look at it like regular TV, like if it's regular commercials.
Oh, no, it is. But think about it though. For Netflix, that's 1.5 million people that have to be subscribed to their platform.
They gained me. Yeah, they gained me because I didn't have Netflix.
And again, even if it's the cheap one, it's $7.99, $8 or whatever for the single, or you go up to I think $17 for family. Even if you're at the basic, that's still another $18 per household of watching that. You know what I'm saying?
But now let me ask you this, Sean. What happens if Netflix starts to raise that price up again? Let's say now all of a sudden the regular basic is like $15.
You gotta make that decision whether you're gonna stop watching it or because there's no other alternative to watch it. There's not. It's not like Dynamite where you can watch it on, the next day on Hulu too. I can go back and watch episodes of Dynamite and Collision, even though now they're streaming on Max, but they're still on my TV, so I can DVR them. I wouldn't even be able to DVR Raw or anything because, Hulu, I can boom, boom, it's good. You wouldn't even be able to DVR or anything. All you would get would be whatever you see on the social media platforms.
Yeah, man. If they were to raise up to like $15, I don't know, man. I think for me, that'll be a tough call because I have so many streaming stuff. I have DirecTV, I have Paramount Plus, I have Peacock, I have Netflix, I have ESPN Plus. So I have a lot of things, and when you start adding them all up, hey, man, it's well over $100. I could easily say that. So, what's up with this Logan Paul, Seth Rollins thing, bro? Like. They're really showcasing Logan Paul today, huh?
Well, he's decided that main event.
No, I know that, but you got Gunther and now Seth Rollins.
Well, they got to make him look like a legit contender for the Jey Uso title.
There's no way he's beating Jey Uso for that.
What about a collision-style show for WWE? They could sign Cousin Beef.
No.
I don't think they signed Cousin. Back in the day, maybe you would have had Cousin Beef. With Uncle Elmer and Hillbilly Jim, Cousin Beef. They did have Cousin Junior back then, too.
Man, that chain for Seth freaking Rollins, man. How much did that chain cost him, huh? All gold? Cost bread.
$9.99 on Amazon.
Now you got some diamonds in the middle too. Mm.
You know what's going to happen next, right? That's going to be up on the shop. Frankie's going to have it.
Hell no, that's just gonna be expensive as hell.
You're gonna be wearing the El Grande Americano mask with the Seth Rollins chain.
I still haven't gotten my Grande Americano mask.
Oh man, they're making it. Chad's working hard.
I sure hope so.
Gotta make everyone individual.
Hey, quick thing. I know this wasn't on our topics, but we didn't get a chance to obviously because did we do a show last week? We did.
No, we didn't. No,
we didn't. We didn't. Oh yeah, it's my bad. Again, it's me slacking. I'm all over the place. But who's coming in the background there? Who's that?
New Day and Grayson Waller. It looked like.
Yeah, it is New Day and Grayson Waller back there. What did you think about Sabu, man, and the unfortunate passing?
When you run hard, man. I mean, again, I don't know what I haven't. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. No matter what, and the fact that that he's gone.
Did you see that they were talking about how he was taking all those pills?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things to where I don't know what the situation is, man. And I don't want to add to any false things or anything like that, but it's one of those things where if that was the case, then shame on the people that did it, and I mean.
But also you have to kind of. Let me ask you because
it goes ultimately on the person making the decision too. I mean,
how hard is it for a wrestler to turn that down and say, "Yo, I'm not gonna do it"? It's hard, right? I'm assuming it's really hard because that's your passion. That's what you've been doing all your life. So I
mean, yes and no in the fact that
isn't it like football? Look at Tua. Tua's like, yo, I'm gonna die out there for the Dolphins. Well, not for the Dolphins, but he's gonna die out there. So he's gonna do whatever it takes. Same concept. Any sport where I could understand whether whoever gave him whatever drugs that he took, because obviously we all knew we spoke about this too. We were like, man, I don't think he should have been wrestling out there. He took a bad bumps and everything. It looked bad, and I forwarded it to you. I think you saw it when I said it to you.
He goes through the barbed wire out to the floor.
And he was like knocked out. And I was like, Jesus. And now when they come out, and then when we hear that he passes away, and then all of a sudden there's like all these people criticizing what was it? What was that wrestling federation? GCW?
It was Game Changer Wrestling with Joey Janela.
So they were going at Joey Janela and all that stuff. And it's crazy. Again, I don't know too much details. It's all obviously, speculation as to what was going on and all that stuff. But thinking, like, if I was in Sabu's shoes, I could understand why he did it. Because the love of the sport, the man has been doing this all his life. And, it's hard. It's hard to let it go, man. It's like an addiction, right? It's hard.
It is. But my understanding, though, and again, depending on the stories, was that originally they were told he wasn't going to be there. They had somebody else planned to go out to take on Joey Janela. Then Sabu arrived. And then, depending on the stories, you get all that stuff that happened there. Now, I don't know what the situation was as far as why he wasn't going to do it or why he ended up doing it. I don't know all of that. I mean, it is hard to hang it up, but also the thing with Sabu and, Sandman and a lot of the ECW guys is it took a toll on their body. They literally left everything they had in the ring or the building or wherever they were at every night. They went out there, whether it was a TV taping, live house show, a pay-per-view, you got everybody on that roster's blood and guts, literally. And that takes a toll, man. And again, I know everybody likes to throw away around the F word about wrestling and stuff, but there's nothing, F about it, man. You can't, there's padding on some of the floors there too. But dude, fall on a pad and see what happens. You know, now have somebody pick you up and power bomb you on said pad. Let me know how it feels. Fall from a ladder. Take a chair. Go through a table. It doesn't always happen the way it goes planned. Ask Bob Holly. Ask Bob Holly if you ever seen a video, and I don't know how many of you seen it in ECW. He goes through the table. Somebody forgot to take the metal piece off of it. Table breaks. The metal piece can stay straight up and goes right through his back. When he stands up to get back in the ring, his back is talking and blood's just squirting out as he's trying to get back into the ring.
Oh, we didn't even have to go that far. Look at Moxley when he had the damn thing
in his head.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm saying? And now you're doing that. And again, when it was ECW, their days, he's doing that 3-4 times a week: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe a Thursday here and there, maybe a Sunday pay-per-view, maybe a Sunday afternoon, Sunday pay-per-view. And then you're getting in an airplane and flying home, or getting in a car and driving home. Like, your body can only take so much, man. Your body, and then you start masking it, and that's what happens.
I mean, there are some guys that are very blessed, I guess you could say, with having a long wrestling career. You know, Dustin Rhodes is a good one. You have
when you look back at Dustin, let's use Dustin, because that's probably one of the very good example. What has he done? And I don't mean that bad. I mean, think about his career.
Yeah, he hasn't gone
never
extreme.
Done crazy extreme stuff. No. Yeah, he's been busted open. Yeah, he's had fights in the parking lot brawl with Roddy Piper, and the match with Cody, and he's been busted open. He's been hit with chairs. You know, he's probably been through tables, but he hasn't done the level of stuff that, you know, I mean,
extreme.
One of Sabu's favorite things was from the chair to the rope and then flipping out into the crowd.
I mean, Sabu, in a way, technically
and then the barbed wire matches that he had. I mean, if you've ever stood, you know, next to him, you saw all the sacrifices he made for this business. And he was a true, he brought in a whole new style, man. I mean, he made the pants, all that stuff was like, he brought that in, and his style was just different.
It was.
There's nobody going to be able to do what you can imitate it a little bit, but to see what he did and when he did it, he was the first to do a lot of things. I mean, you know, I know Rob Van Dam and him used to do both, like the Van Daminator with the chair and the leg drop. And there's a lot of things that, and again, you're landing on a chair every night. Think about that, man. You're landing on a steel chair every night. And again, I don't know about the ECW rings, but I got to believe they're not like WWE rings. WWE rings are a little bit forgiving. And I've heard a lot of stories now about TNA where the 6-sided ring was stiff to bump on, which is why when Hogan and all them got there, they're like, no, we need to go to a 4-sided ring so we don't – I'm not taking all these bumps in this stiff-ass ring. And that's also why the WWE, you know, it's not a trampoline, but like if you're watching it right now, the women wrestling, you can see the canvas bounce up and down as they're – you know, if you watch the ring in the black close enough, the mat, you can see as they step, it's got a little bit of give. That's why they're able to do a lot of what they can do.
Kind of like a trampoline, right? Is what you were saying?
In a way, but it's still, you know, it's still not a trampoline. I don't want to put it like they're there on a trampoline doing stuff, but it's a lot more forgiving to bump on that every night than it is to bump on a CCW ring every night.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate what happened to Sabu, man. But glad we talked about it, because I know we weren't able to talk about it last week.
And rest in peace, Sabu.
Yeah, absolutely, man. A legend for all wrestling fans, bro, because we're all gonna miss him. Yep. He was amazing. He had a great career. And if you're looking at these women, I mean, they're going. I mean, look, I'm actually impressed with Roxanne today. She's not doing so bad today.
Roxanne can go, man. Her problem is her stature.
Yeah, she's too small.
That's the only thing, man, is like how she fits in when she has to verse the
Ooh.
Rhea Ripley's, and she didn't get up for that, boy.
No, she didn't.
She went dead weight on Becky on that bad boy.
Oof,
Come on, Nia. Come on, Natalia. Damn it.
Is Becky's shoulder kind of like popped out a little bit there?
It may have something might have happened on there.
You see her left shoulder right there?
It might have been Becky have the issue and not Roxanne. Because it looked like Roxanne tried to go up and then she went straight down. Like, I don't know what happened there. The timing was off a little bit. Wrestling on a trampoline would be it sucks. It sucks. We did a spot one time. We did a birthday party and they had a trampoline and we were like, oh, we could do this, and it didn't work out well.
Damn.
Because you bounce.
Look at Becky and Natalia going at it right now. I like it.
That's the one thing I like. I wish they would let Natty wrestle in the gimmick she wrestles, like with the NWA. When she comes out in her MMA stuff.
Man.
No doubt says EO can do it. Roxanne can do it. Yes, of course.
Here we go. What is going on here?
Nice little move there.
Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me.
There we go.
You're a little bit ahead of me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to pause again like we did for the one? What was it? It was the Hurricanes game, right?
No, the thing is that I guess I'm watching it from my phone, so it's like I guess I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that always happens.
Yeah.
It does happen that way because I know when I'm on my phone, I come back in and I'm like, I just saw this. But so, yeah. The other thing I want to talk to about real quick is and this is for the chat as well, because I know a lot of you guys pay attention to a lot of the wrestling, the AEW and WWE. And again, one's not right, one's not wrong. I just want to ask you if you notice this difference. When they use non-contracted wrestlers, which mean, for instance, WWE, when they use Joe Hendry, or they use some of the other TNA talent, and when AEW uses talents, and Wilford, I hope you're still watching, man, because I would love to have you jump in here. Karoon, no doubt. Hopefully Finn, Sammy, Josh is Cap for Life still hopefully in there.
I think so.
But have you noticed how when they do their wrestlers, for instance, on the past Dynamite, Gabe Kidd, who was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, he comes in and he's automatically, and again, I'm not saying right, not saying wrong. He gets a spot in a Anarchy in the Arena match on a pay-per-view, a main event. Now, again, I know Gabe Kidd, and I know they do the Forbidden Door, and I believe this might be leading to more because I heard they want to do Gabe Kidd against Will Ospreay. So, again, it might be leading to more, so you have to factor this in. But when you sit there and you look at how everything plays out, because WWE got the WrestleMania thing. Joe Hendry comes in, he gets pinned by Randy Orton in the WrestleMania, and everybody was like, "Oh, Joe Hendry deserved more." Can you see the difference? And if you were Tony Khan or Triple H, and you had non-contracted talent, would you have the faith in them to do what Tony Khan does and put them in a main event spot? Or would you be more along the WWE method of giving them a good spot, but also not putting them over necessarily on your main roster talent? Now, I'm not talking about NXT here. And I'm not talking about, Trick Williams and everything going on with the, TNA title and all this stuff. But with you, would you put more emphasis on the non-contracted talent like AEW does? And again, it's worked out for them. Now, as I'm talking this out, I'm thinking about it. Will Ospreay was non-contracted. It worked out pretty well for them. Jay White came in non-contracted. Worked out pretty well. Not saying they don't use him as much or he might be injured now. But when you look at it, that's almost been the blueprint for AEW when I think back on this now.
Okay. To answer your question, no, I would not do what Tony Khan does. The reason I wouldn't do what Tony Khan does is because you're running into that situation where you might be burning your main talent, your main roster. And not only that, but I think you might have some talent that is upset. Like, hey, why does this guy, Gabe Kidd, able to go ahead and go above me? I've been putting in the work. And all of a sudden, now this guy is like coming outside and just taking over the spot. Well, like, why does he get the spot and I don't? So in a way, oh, there's Live of Valkyria. So that is why I wouldn't do it. I think WWE does it right. I think WWE showcases these wrestlers that are not contracted with WWE, but they don't hurt. You don't see one of them going up against CM Punk. You don't see them going against John Cena. You don't see that, and I think that's the reason why I think that works for them. And I think that in the AEW side, I think it hurts them. I think the only reason Will Ospreay and all those worked was because they actually have a pay per view where it's Forbidden Door. Um, are you laughing because what
Wilford Road, yeah.
Sean, why would you do what Tony Khan does? Yeah, of course.
Of course, Sean. Listen, I started by saying it's not right and wrong. It's just when you look at the way they do it, which one would you? Because look, here we go. This is what happened on Wednesday night. Okay, if you watched it, it turned into what's going to be Team Swerve versus I'm guessing Team Moxley. I don't know how they're going to word this, but it's Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs. Right? Now you're going to take on the Young Bucks, John Moxley.
Wilford corrected himself. Frankie, of course you would say WWE. Keep going.
Marina Shafir, and Gabe Kidd. You didn't even put Claudio or Wheeler Yuta in there. And then now they're saying sources indicate Shibata and Claudio are being discussed as potential additions to either side. But you have contracted talent that you're not even.
Well, that's another thing too. What Karun just wrote is there a liability risk if a non-contract wrestler gets hurt? How does that work? I'm assuming they don't have like a liability risk.
I'm believing that they have a working agreement between the two companies because it's not like they're just stealing this guy. They know that he's going to be working with them. There's a working agreement. It's like TNA with WWE. There's a working agreement. If I guess you're hoping that you're not going to put their talent in. But again, it's an anarchy in the arena match. Wilford said AEW is fine. We got this.
I mean, look, Wilford, I appreciate your how do you call it? I guess your hardcore passion for AEW, but I think it hurts them, man. I think you need to focus on your main roster, and if you bring these non-contract wrestlers, you could still showcase them, but you could also still help. You want to showcase your guys. Like I'm seeing now, Sammy Guevara is coming back because he's with Dustin and all that stuff. So, we lose these guys for a while. Let's say outside of the storylines, because we know that AEW struggles with that. But you could use these people and showcase them against these non-contract wrestlers and still get them over and help it, especially since you struggle at getting storylines done in AEW. Why not take advantage of it? Like why don't you use them, to try to boost more of your guys and help you out? Because at the end of the day, it's just like there's so much risk. There's so much like backlash on this stuff. You could get your roster upset. What happens if they get hurt or something like that? What happens if all of a sudden you start pulling the Tony Khan where you're pretty much taking away the talent? You yes, it's good for the wrestler, but it's bad for the other wrestling promotion because the other wrestling promotion is like, yo, they're stealing my talent. I gave you this guy to promote him, to make him look good in your show, and now you took him away from me. So you're building kind of like, some hostility, I think, sometimes with somebody. Look what happened now with AAA. They signed with WWE. They're like, screw AEW. So I think the WWE route is the right way to go, not the AEW. But that's just my opinion. I don't know, Sean. What do you think?
I mean, again, when we look at this too, though, we have to look at the way that AEW was set up, right? It was supposed to be the anti-WWE, everything's different. We work with other organizations, and it's made WWE actually turn into that in a way. And again, that might have been more the VKM than the Triple H, because Triple H was the one that also brought in Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, a lot of the younger independent guys, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Those are all the guys Triple H, wanted to have in, which brought those guys in. The problem I have is when you have established talent, like Claudio, to me, with what he has done for them, to me, and again, I get that maybe they're trying to set up for, the Gabe Kidd, Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door, or whatever they're trying to do. But then have Gabe Kidd attack in the Anarchy in the Arena match and have Claudio in that spot. You could still work it into where you build up for Forbidden Door. I just don't understand sometimes how the established talent gets moved down, and again, when you look back at WWE with the whole thing at WrestleMania, everybody's like, oh, who's going to verse Randy Orton? No. And they're like, they wanted to be a surprise. So it was, Joe Hendry, just as the surprise ever. And supposedly that was handpicked by Randy Orton. He had a couple names that were thrown at him. He was allowed to choose whoever, and he went with the Joe Hendry. And then everybody got upset, like, oh, WWE does this. They bring in TNA champion and they job him this and that. And, like, I don't think Claudio's a jobber. I mean, dude, who on AEW hasn't lost besides Will Ospreay, Swerve, and Moxley? Every week, and Wolford, it's again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I sit in AEW every week and I watch guys on Collision and these shows get built up for 2 or 3 weeks of winning matches to go to get beat and fed to another team. So there's that's, and again, I love the storytelling method. I love all the things. And when you just throw in a non-contracted talent coming from New Japan into a war that's been going on, at least the Young Bucks figure into this plan. I mean, I guess you could throw Gabe Kidd because he's been in Japan the same time Moxley was in Japan. So that's the tie-in, and again, when you say AEW were the best wrestle, yeah, I mean, they do wrestling matches. They're allowed to do whatever their style of wrestling is. But again, at what point is, I mean, you've had guys come in and leave because they weren't being used.
And not only that, some of these guys, like, they take a back seat. Like Anthony Bowens, I've seen he kind of has falling off. I know they showcase him here and there, but he's not the same as when he was with, the Acclaim. And even the main roster guys like Dustin, they pushed Dustin a couple times now, and then all of a sudden, like, Dustin would be more of a jobber than Claudio, in my opinion.
But Dustin is the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, and they just ran a thing to where now they have to take on the Crew, and the winner of that will take on the Hurt Business for the titles. Yeah. At Double or Nothing.
Yeah, because he is a tag team. They're fighting the Hurt Syndicate actually at Double or Nothing, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, if they win, I think they have to fight the Crew.
No, it's posted already. It says AEW World Tag Team Championship, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Sons of Texas.
Oh, okay. So then that match must have been on Collision or something. I didn't watch.
I didn't get a chance to watch Collision. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Look. I know you're getting. You say, "Oh, WWE can't do nothing wrong" and all this stuff, but And WWE does a lot of things wrong too.
But Wilfred, I have a question for you, and again, I'm going to ask you this.
Look at what are you talking about? Anthony Jones is not that good.
You're saying all these guys are not that good, but yet you're saying AEW's were the best wrestle, but nobody's any good.
I can't believe he said that Anthony Bones is not that good. Anthony Bones is a really good wrestler, and he was there for a minute with the Acclaim, and he had a hell of a run.
And he answered the challenge. He answered the challenge before the last pay-per-view. And he hasn't been back since. Him and Billy Gunn, they answered the challenge in the 0 hour. Max Caster. And he hasn't been back since. So,
it's just, I don't know, man. AEW, only Anthony Bowens. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's look. I mean, they had at one point in time they had Penta. They had his teammate as well, Ray Phoenix, and they lost them. They weren't even able to use those guys as like the way you wanted them to. Yeah, they were champions, tag team champions here and there, but they just, I don't know, man. They find ways to just sometimes they look like they're all over the place. That's what hurts AEW. But that's kind of diverting from what we're talking about.
But the one thing too is that, and you brought up Kevin Knight, and I'm glad you brought up Kevin Knight because he had a chance to go to WWE or AEW. He chose AEW. Why? Because he's going to be able to do his style of wrestling. Whereas in WWE, they're going to temper him like they did Ricochet. That's why Ricochet, everybody's like, oh, why didn't he do that? WWE would not have allowed him to do that. They're not going to allow him to wrestle that style. That's not the WWE style of wrestling. You're not going to get a lot of that. Yeah, they let Penta have a little bit, but Penta isn't the Penta in AEW. If you watch him in WWE, he's not doing half the stuff he did in AEW.
No, not at all. Penta is tamed a little bit.
Yes, and I am so happy Kevin Knight chose AEW over WWE because he wouldn't have been the same person. He wouldn't have been the same. You wouldn't have gotten what you get from him. You would have gotten what you got from Ricochet with Kevin Knight in WWE.
But
you'll get a couple great spots, and then he'll lose. That's what you're going to get with him in WWE.
But here is the issue: when you say that, there's a very good chance that maybe 6 months from now, Kevin Knight is irrelevant in AEW. That's the scary part. That's the problem with AEW, because when you have, yes, he's able to do what he has to do in AEW, but the moment they find a way to like I guess if his storyline or whatever, his character starts getting boring, they put him in the back seat and they're like, next person up. And that's the problem with the AEW side, that if you go to the AEW side, you have to be able to maintain your character and keep him relevant. You have that's why
falls more on you than the machine. In WWE, the machine gets behind you and will push you to the moon.
Correct. That's why.
Whereas in AEW, it's up to the performer more to keep it going.
Why do you think Toni Storm has flourished? Because her character makes sense and her character has been blossoming. Why do you think MJF kind of like changes his and now he's into her syndicate and all that stuff? He changes it up every single time because it's the only way I'm noticing that these wrestlers can still stay on the spotlight and still stay on TV. While in the WWE world, they have a script for you. They have what they feel your character is going to do. And if you're able to perform it correctly, it's going to succeed. Does it hit all the time? Absolutely not. But for the most part, there is a lot of good times when they do good, really. They write good storylines for a particular character wrestler, and he's able to perform it to the level where he elevates it, where he's either going to be a superstar or relevant, at least in the WWE. And again, not to say that there isn't guys out there. Look at Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was one that, you had his character and all that stuff. They tried different things with him and they didn't like him. At the end of the day, they're like, yo, we got to get him out of here.
It wasn't they didn't like him. I think, again, he's got a lot of issues other than that. And he's got a TV show coming out. So, produced by WWE. So,
there's a lot of things, but there's a couple out there, you know. So it's like, you know.
But let me ask you, Wilford. Let me ask you this, Wilford. Let me ask Wilford something real quick, Frank, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go.
Wilford. So when you sit there and you look at, do you think that AEW does not stick with certain angles long enough? What I'm not saying is, for instance, do they, if they don't see something getting over, do they try to stay with it, or do you feel they just drop it and move on?
Wilford, you know that I'm a big AEW. If you started watching the Squared Circle from day one, when I joined, you would know that I'm huge in AEW. It's just I keep it real too. It's AEW used to be so good back in the day. It's still good. It's decent. But look at me and Sean. Both of us said, hey, we didn't get a chance to watch Collision. It doesn't hurt us because whatever. It's not going to... I'm still going to know what's happening in Dynamite. Like, very rarely I'll notice and be like, oh, I'm completely lost. No. And that actually kind of goes along with what Sean just finished asking you.
Yeah, but, well, okay, so you stick with Death Riders, okay? But what else have they stuck with? Because the only other angle recently up until Death Riders that worked for them, that they actually stuck with, was the Devil in MJF.
That lasted a little minute when they were together.
That lasted for a long time. And again, the Adam Cole injury messed it up. I get that. But that's the one I feel they stuck with too long. Just like I feel like, and Wilford, let me ask you this also, Wilford. Here we go. What does the AEW heavyweight belt look like?
I know what it looks like. It looks like a box, gray, shiny, dented in a couple spots. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. I could answer that question easily, sir. How long has it been since we seen that belt, bro? It's just...
Well, I get that the Hurt Syndicate is the Hurt Syndicate. I mean, that's not an angle. I honestly, you know what I think is funny is I think MJF doesn't get signed to the Hurt Syndicate on Wednesday. I think it's a swerve.
I mean, they gave him the thumbs up. They gave him the thumbs up, though.
Yeah, Wilford, I agree with you. They're still young, and I'm not taking that away from them.
Come on, Wilford.
But the problem is this. When they first came in, stuff was clicking. Stuff was clicking. Stuff was clicking. Then they went away from said blueprint, and then it stopped clicking.
Josh.
Then it came back and they started clicking again, you know, pretty good. And then now you have your main storyline, which is the Death Riders, hides your heavyweight title, which is supposed to be the title everybody's fighting for that nobody's seen. Because the Death Riders got it and are holding it hostage because John Moxley said the championship belt, I am the championship belt.
Ooh.
How could I say it's not clicking? They did a 658 with a steel cage match as a main event.
That was pretty bad. When was the last time they broke a mill? CM Punk days? Oh my god!
They didn't get them. They got a deal. They got a TV rights deal. I don't know. They got a Cinemax deal, not a Max deal. And again, I'm not taking anything away from them. I don't have an issue with it. I thought they've done better telling stories and everything else, but I don't agree with the fact that you hide the most prestigious title in wrestling today is never seen. And if you want to say Darby is going to get that title, what? Because he climbed Mount Everest and he put the AEW flag at the top? Now he's going to come back and climb the mountain that is the Death Riders, and he's going to put the AEW flag into Moxley's chest.
Oh my God.
They're not in. They're not. See, this is where my problem with the whole thing is this, man. First off, and look, man, whatever you want to call me an AEW hater, I'll say this:
you're an AEW hater.
I am. For this, I will be, because this is what drives me freaking bananas. You were going against NXT and saying you were beating WWE. That's like TNA going against Ring of Honor and saying, oh, we're beating AEW. No, AEW's, no, I'll tell you this right now. AEW is king of pay-per-views. I will, no matter what they do, when they get to pay-per-views, it's going to be a good pay-per-view. They've had one that was kind of, but that's because they had like 2 in like 3 weeks. But AEW pay-per-views, they deliver on pay-per-view. Is not part of WWE. Okay, so TNA is better than AEW then, because TNA outdrew Ring of Honor. And Ring of Honor is AEW. Right? I mean, if that's the philosophy we're going with.
You know, I like the Sean versus Wilfred moment. On chat board, vote who's winning this, Wilfred or Sean? Because right now,
see, that's where we go with the battle, man. Why's always got to be a winner and a loser? Can't we just debate?
Well, he's calling you a hater, and
I love Wilfred because he goes back with us, and and everybody out there would. Dude, why does Austin Theory look like Daniel Garcia?
Well, did you see that they had Zelina Vega do the Mercedes Moné dancing and all that stuff too? Like, come on, bro.
Zelina.
Yeah, I was like, come on. That was pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my goodness. All right, what else do we got here? What else did we do? Oh, the Cena's chapters, real quick, just to go over a little bit of it. He said he was happy to finish the chapter with Randy Orton, and now everybody knows on Saturday night's main events, R-Truth is taking on his childhood hero.
Yes.
Another chapter that has unfolded. And we didn't really get to talk about the whole pay-per-view, backlash, and everything. So AEW is going to get better. Look at it, Swerve, Will Ospreay. Dude, 100%. Swerve is legit. Will Ospreay is legit. Hobbs I'm one of my favorites. I love Hobbs. I'm glad they're finally using him to his potential. Adam Page, MJF. They're all, I'm not saying they don't have talent. They've got a hell of a talent. I just don't know that they use the talent where it's supposed to go. You know, they're putting the square peg in the round hole, and they got a triangle they're trying to put in the square. It's crazy. Karun says, are you guys a fan of multicolored hair on female wrestlers? Yes, I love it. I think it's great.
I think the one who rocks it the best is Mercedes Moné.
Oh, good God.
I think she does it the best. As a matter of fact, she's always changing it.
No, Trinity. Trinity's got glow written in the back of her hair. Come on, man.
Trinity's good too. But those two are probably the two.
Actually, not anymore. Now she's got the caution tape all over.
But typically you don't see a lot of women change their hair continuously.
Oh, Wilfred, come on, man. Really?
He's in the kitchen? Wow.
No, the R-Truth.
He's probably burning the kitchen.
The R-Truth part.
Well, R-Truth is a joke oh, wow. R-Truth, look, man, the same way you talk about like some of these wrestlers, right? That is his character. That is his gimmick. He is supposed to be a clumsy guy who is a jokester. He pranks jokes. That's who he is. You know, John Cena and people go along with it. John Cena went and said, "Hey, how is R-Truth how can he be? How could I be his the best wrestling fan or his idol if he's way older than me? But they get it. You get it. So if you're gonna take a shot at R-Truth by saying that, then you're gonna have to take a shot at other people like Danny Garcia, who likes to dance and do that stuff, or like Carlitos, who's just in the background always doing here or there or whatnot. Or back in the day, this guy, what is his name? The one that used to say "damn." Ron Hollins is his
Ron
name?
Simmons, man.
Ron
Come
Simmons.
on, man.
Sorry, man. You know me. My memory sucks.
This
Damn.
is crazy. They're doing an interview with Tyrese Halliburton that apparently they recorded before they let the fans in. There's empty seats behind Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Shouldn't this guy be worrying more about the Knicks and the playoffs than
Oh no, you go.
Interviewing in Monday Night Raw? God damn it. Danny Garcia is serious now. Look, you want to know something, Wilfred? The same way you tell me that WWE can't do no wrong, I'm starting to get the vibe that you're the same way with AEW, where AEW can't do anything wrong. Jesus. Like, dude, they all have flaws, dude. It's just the fact of the matter is that's his character styles. Those guys do what they do, and there's issues. All of them have little things that they works for them, it doesn't. If it doesn't work for them, they'll usually get let go. And the ones that flourish become superstars. Just how wrestling works, man. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know, man. But the whole R-Truth and John Cena, I'm excited about it. It's fun. It's an easy little matchup. Obviously, R-Truth is not gonna win, but it's fun for the fans. And you know what? I'm telling you right now. I don't know about the numbers and the sales numbers over there in Tap because those tickets were expensive. But I'm pretty sure they're gaining more sales now because R-Truth is going to face John Cena because a lot of people like R-Truth and a lot of people want to see John Cena. So I wouldn't be surprised if the sales for that Saturday night main event now all of a sudden is going to be legit.
I just want to know if Little Jimmy's going to get involved.
Yeah, that's true.
I just wonder, like, because again, John Cena's whole thing is I'm ruining wrestling for everybody, right? So he keeps everything very boring, very non-John Cena-like and everything else. Whereas R-Truth is the comedic role. It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of progresses in because, you know, I know he did the sit-down interview. Is the belt on the line Saturday night? Jey Usos, yes. Yeah, Jey Usos will be on the line.
I don't know if John Cena R-Truth.
Let's just jump into. Let's look at what we got for the.
I think right now WWE Monday Night Raw is losing a lot of fans because this is a dumb interview. Why do they have this guy there, bro?
Oh, because they gotta.
No, I know, but come on, man.
You know, let's do our Saturday night main event picks. All right, who likes R-Truth? Everybody likes R-Truth. He is the 67-time 7-Eleven, I-95, I-4 corridor hardcore champion.
Seth and Braun Breaker versus Sammy and CM Punk.
Yeah. You want to start with that match?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead. Frankie Fresco, who you got, buddy?
Hold on a second. John Cena and R-Truth. Is it for the belt? I don't think the belt is on the line. I don't think
that's an old, like, I'm not gonna. Back in the day, Wilford, I agree with you. Today, I think it's not necessarily that way. Should Bobby Lashley and some of those guys been pushed better than they were? 100% agree with you. Do they get pushed the way they should? No, I'm not gonna say that, but I don't think it's always that anymore. Was it that way before? Yeah, unfortunately.
I got Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker winning, bro. There's no way Sammy and CM Punk are gonna win, bro. They got this Seth and Braun Breaker hyping it up with Paul Heyman and all that stuff. It has to be. They have to keep going. Even though I'm not gonna lie to you, man. For me, it's kind of going like this right now. I'm liking Seth and Braun Breaker every once in a blue moon, but then sometimes I don't like what they're bringing onto the table. So Hopefully, it gains momentum. But at least I don't know if you guys on the chat board agree with me, but I kind of feel like it's not the same as when Paul Heyman had Roman Reigns with him. I feel like they're trying too hard. That's just the vibe I'm getting. But I don't see how how Seth and Braun Breaker lose this one on Saturday.
I am so confused.
They're putting everybody now. Look, now Seth is with.
They said it's not on the line. Finn Sandy saying that they said it's not on the line. It says right here, World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso champion versus Logan Paul.
I think he's talking about Cena and R-Truth.
Oh, the Cena R-Truth. I don't think that one is on. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood the question. I thought you were talking about. You know what's funny is that's not even advertised as a match on here yet.
It says, John Cena versus R-Truth, a non-title bout. R-Truth faces his childhood hero, John Cena. It says the match was set following an incident at Backlash. Oh, because of the press conference.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. I don't have an updated one. Hold on. I'm sorry. It
says R-Truth aims to beat some...
Mine's from May 13th.
This is so funny. It says... I'm getting this from SEScoops.com. It says R-Truth aims to beat some sense back into Cena, who believes he has strayed from his principles. That is so funny.
Yeah, he said, I'm coming with the hustle, the loyalty, and the respect, John Cena.
Yep. Oh, it's streaming. It's streaming also on Peacock.
Yeah. Anything NBC will go to Peacock also.
Nice. I really wanted to go to this Saturday because I wanted to see John Cena, but I got a DJ.
Oh, man. I'll tell everybody said hi.
You're not going. I wish. Why aren't you going?
I'm there.
Are you really going to go?
No.
There you go.
We should do a show AEW versus WWE. That happens every week.
Good to that. Cena is garbage?
Oh, man. Wilford's crazy.
I'm not going to lie.
If it was WWE versus AEW at a pay-per-view, who would beat Swerve, Ospreay, Okada, Hurt, MJF, Adam Page?
A lot of them.
Like, who's booking it? It's pro wrestling, man. It's not a street fight.
This ain't the UFC, bro.
There's a gang war going on here. AEW, WWE. Who's wearing the red? Who's wearing the blue? Black and gold.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley's in. I feel like Rhea Ripley has gone down. Like, man, she was riding so high, and now
I think this is. Can I tell you what's happening?
Yeah.
Buddy Murphy on his Chris Van Vliet thing said they're looking to start a family.
Also, she's trying to get pregnant.
So I believe she's not getting involved in crazy storylines just in case, is what my thinking. She's backed off a little bit.
Karun, Archer should have hustle, loyalty, respect shirt with all the words spelled wrong. That would be really good. That would be a typical R-Truth type of move.
You should do it backwards.
Yeah. But yeah, what about you, man? Who do you got?
On that one, I think I always say this because like I feel like Seth and them have to win it, right? To make this group mean something. It almost feels like this is the time where they're going to get a new member. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the type where Saturday Night Main Event, boom, here comes the newest member of what is their crew called? What are they called? The Rollins Corporation? I don't know what the hell they are. But I think they come out and they help. And honestly, I feel like Sammy's going to be that guy, man. I feel like Sammy has gone 2 or 3 times where it's like, oh, he's turning. And he's teased it so many times that one of these times, and why not turn on Punk? Now you give Punk another opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where it doesn't have to go right to Rollins. Him and Zayn can do a couple little things. So
that's a good point.
You know, I think I could see that happening. Imagine if they do it the other way around and fucking CM Punk turns and joins Rollins.
No way. Punk hates Seth, and Seth hates Punk so much.
No, I know. So it'd
I can't see those guys working together.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you.
But Sammy, that's a good little twist there.
Well, I think again, it's a Saturday Night Main Event. If you understand WWE and the way they do it, they're not going to have CM Punk get beat clean.
No.
So I feel like somebody's gonna have to interfere, or do they just? I just with Sammy the way it's been, I don't feel like because they didn't job him out on Raw, they kept him strong when he was fighting Breaker. That one time they kept him pretty strong until he got Rollins got involved and everything else there. Damn, they added a steel cage match to this damn thing.
Yeah, I saw that, dude. They're dragging those two way too much, bro. We could talk about that match.
I don't think they know what Drew what they want to do with them.
So we could talk about that.
I think Cena
match.
Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
Steel cage match,
dude. Drew McIntyre. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't anymore. I don't know where they're going. Drew McIntyre beats Damian, then Damian comes back after him. They stay after it, a steel cage match. Ultimately, I feel like Drew is going to get pushed up into the main event title picture, but at the same time, with Cena as the champion, Damian Priest could win this and move up and be the next opponent for John Cena.
Yeah, I don't got Drew McIntyre winning this one, man. I got Damian Priest winning.
Yeah, I think I might just talk myself into Damian Priest because I think it would make more sense for Bronson Reed has to return at some point. I don't know where he's at. He will be returning, but he broke his ankle, and then I don't know how quickly he returns. Jey Uso, Logan Paul. Jey Uso, I got winning. I just don't see Logan Paul getting that. John Cena, R-Truth. I think we're pretty much convinced Cena wins that one.
Actually, you know what?
I mean, the title's not on the line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe
you could extend it if R-Truth somehow accidentally, I don't know, maybe Cody comes out and costs Cena, or I don't know. Cody's music hits and Cena turns around and R-Truth rolls him up some stupid, silly thing like that. Like, I mean, Truth doesn't hit him with a finisher and pin him. I'll tell you that much. Now, it's going to be something silly. If he, oh my goodness, Kairi Sane's hurt. She stuck? What happened? Oh, she couldn't get the gold coins out.
What gold coins? I don't know. I'm a little bit behind.
Wait, when she comes out, it's like, I thought she tripped or something, but it's like she's trying to dig in the bag at the same time. It looked a little harsh.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, what the hell happened?
What are the point of those coins? What does that mean?
Kairi Sane, she's the pirate, princess pirate or whatever. That's why she's got the little eye patch and the.
Yeah, but she. Oh Lord. Okay. I guess.
She was like the pirate of the seas or something like that, man.
The pirate of the seas. This is the first time I ever see her throw gold coins.
Oh no, yeah. Well, but again, they broke away from the whole damage control and everything.
Yeah, because they got rid of my girl.
Hey, Adrian has joined us. What's up, my friend? And make sure you check out Finn's TV with Sammy, and also the Rainy Day Podcast with Adrian.
Hey, what's up, Adrian, bro? I thought we were gonna have Adrian one of these days on the.
We are gonna have Adrian one of these days on with us.
No, Adrian,
I gotta be able to set it all up. I'm still trying to get EA minutes. I never got anything back. Raw is so good, everything makes sense. Yes, it does, Wilford. Raw is where the best sit on the bench.
Thank God you didn't say we're the best.
You done made Wilford mad, bro.
Is he mad at me again?
I think so. He's like, Raw is so good, everything makes sense.
Here we go. Triple threat match.
That's what you've done.
I hope Kairi Sane wins this one.
You know what? I'm upset though because there's not a women's match on Saturday night's main event.
No, there isn't. I was looking for one. I don't see any women on here. That's weird. That's weird. I only see. Look, I see Cena, Truth, Uso, Logan, Punk, Sammy, Seth, Braun, and Damian Priest.
Oh, you know what messed me up? I was looking at CBS and they had predictions. No, Wilford, I know. We're all just having fun, man. It's freaking pro wrestling. If you get serious over this stuff, you got problems, man. You got problems.
Cat for life buried treasure? Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never seen
horror, matey. Kairi Sane, she has the little eyepiece, the little thing. Looking for the gold. I see the booty.
I mean,
Cat for Life, Money in the Bank. Yeah, it's coming back around. It's so funny. On that night, you're getting The afternoon is AAA, NXT, WWE, when Worlds Collide, and then at night it will be
That
Money
World
in the Bank.
I feel that Worlds Collide is gonna be better than Money in the Bank. Yo, look at Kairi Sane holding it down.
Yeah, buddy, she can go, man. Her and Io can go, man. Well, not anymore. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, Zoe's out. Zoe's done.
Yeah, she hurt herself.
Throw the X. Throw the X. Throw the X.
What happened? I didn't catch it.
Her knee buckled and went into.
Oh, I see it. Oh, is that I'm a little bit delayed. You're right. Oh man. Oh damn, that sucks for her. Oh, see, Finn Sammy is with me, bro. He's like delayed, tape delayed, just like I am. Yep, they're gonna go help her out. That sucks, man.
And now they've gone to the briefcase. But I'm wondering if, because Zoe's always had knee injuries, if they're just doing this to where it ends up being Kyrie versus, and then Zoe doesn't have to take a pin. Hopefully nothing serious is wrong with her knee, man. It looked like it might have got caught in the mat or so. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah,
will be an epic day of wrestling for sure.
They went to commercial.
And then this week, isn't AEW's got something this weekend, doesn't it?
They don't got a pay-per-view, do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, please. See, that goes to show you how excited we are about AEW. What do they got going on this weekend?
Isn't Double or Nothing this week?
I don't think so. Let me see. Sorry, Double or Nothing this Sunday. Oh my God, you're right. Double or Nothing is this Sunday. Wow. I'll be able to watch the Sunday because I'll be off for work around 4.
This Sunday, it is Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. All right, here we go, Frankie Fresco. Are you ready for the matches?
Finn Sammy, you're so true. I think they probably made her buckle her knee like that. That way they could get rid of her.
Oh, I have the volume down. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have it on mute so that it doesn't come through my mic. So I didn't hear. It doesn't come across on my what's the little
I have them
CC thing captions. The captions doesn't have her screaming, so I didn't hear.
Yeah, I have the like the little caption on the bottom, so I'm reading it.
Yeah, that's what I was reading. But I saw her slide and it looked like her leg got caught. All right, here we go. You ready? AEW Double or Nothing. Jesus Christ. Remember, we just did 4 matches for Saturday Night Main Event, all right?
Wait, hold on a second, man.
What?
Why does AEW have so little amount of matches in this paper?
What are you talking about?
They have a lot? Because I'm on their website. I see 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
5.
Well, for AEW, it's not a lot.
Oh, okay.
I got 7.
I got 5, but I could be wrong.
All right, let's see which ones you're missing here. FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. What say you, Frankie Fresco? Hey, Will, jump in. Give us your guesses. FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness. Let's roll.
Man, this is a tough one, but
what do you do? Just roll Zoe Stark out of the ring and just keep it going?
I'm still in commercial. FTR wins this, bro.
No, see, I think you're wrong. Nigel McGuinness wins it.
I like Nigel McGuinness. I don't get me wrong. I know he's trying to defend Tony Schiavone, but I don't know. Maybe I think at the end of the day, you're gonna see probably like a Gunther kind of vibe with Pat McAfee with Nigel McGuinness type of style. So I think that's why I got Nigel McGuinness losing. So I think out of all those 3 or 4 guys, the guy who would get pinned would be Nigel McGuinness. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, probably.
Is Zoe gone? They got rid of her?
Yeah, she's out. She's out.
Damn, that sucks, man. Poor girl.
FTR will win. They need to keep the heel strong. That's all for got FTR as well. Finn Sammy saying WWE is going to counter with the debut of Sunday Night Main Event this Sunday. Wilford said bigness about to pick up.
Wait, so they're going head to head, right?
No, it's Saturday. WWE Saturday.
And
Saturday night's Main Event.
You're right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Wilford. At first I didn't, but I figured out McGuinness. Now, here, Wilford. Now, this is where AEW sometimes loses me on these things because every match has to have a stipulation. It is a stretcher match.
That
Ricochet
right.
versus Mark Briscoe.
Oh, Wilfred agrees with me. He said McGinnis will get pinned.
Yeah.
Think about this, Sean. I 1, 2, 3,
Oh, good
4, 5,
God.
6, 7. Yeah,
What the hell just happened?
I got 7. Okay, so look at this. I got stretcher match, AEW Tag Team Championship match, AEW Women's World Championship, Women's Owen Hart Tournament Finals, Men's Owen Hart Tournament Finals. Ooh, that was rough.
Yeah.
And Anarchy in the Arena match.
Mm-hmm.
So there is 7 matches.
Yep. All right, so who do you got? The Ricochet and Mark Briscoe.
Well, Ricochet all day.
Stretcher
Bro.
match.
Ricochet all day, bro. I
just don't understand why you got to make a stretcher match. That's my only problem.
Yeah, they did, Cap. They added MJF.
Well, they might have added.
Sir, they added and they gave him a thumbs up.
They gave him a thumbs up, but this week is the contract signing. And we all know 2 things go awry in pro wrestling: weddings and contract signings.
If they do that, if they do MJF wrong, then it has to be MJF.
What if MJF sets them up?
It has to be MJF versus Bobby Lashley at All In. Has to be.
I wouldn't mind seeing that one.
No, I wouldn't.
The Hurt Syndicate against the Sons of Texas for the AEW World.
Wait, hold on. We didn't get your take. Ricochet or Briscoe?
Ricochet. And Mark Briscoe's just there to have some great bumps and everything else. But Ricochet's got a... Man, Kairi Sane is getting her ass beat in this match.
Yeah, but she's looking good the way she's getting her ass
looking
kicked.
great, but she's taking some wicked bumps is what I meant. Like, she is really getting her ass kicked.
Yeah,
she's
she
taking
is.
Bump after bump. Crazy, man.
Yeah, she is.
God.
I mean, they're making it... I think she's taking it an extra step because of the whole, Zoe getting injured and getting out of there.
Yeah, they're having to... Yeah, because now it's not three-way. It's now 1-on-1.
Yeah.
All right, so who you got? Hurt Syndicate, Sons of Texas.
If the Sons of Texas wins, I'll stop watching WWE. I'll stop watching WWE. I'll stop watching WWE. I won't watch WWE for a whole month. If the
Hurt Syndicate loses, I will be texting MVP asking what the hell is going on.
Yeah, bro. There's no way they're losing that match, bro. No way.
Oh my goodness!
Especially to those guys. I mean, the only way they can't even know. Why would they lose? And it's for the tag team belts. So then not only would then they would have 2 belts. They will have the Ring of Honor ones, and they would have the AEW ones. No, it makes absolutely no sense. And why is that, Sean? Why is it that you have to put tag champion versus champion? Dude, why do that? Like, that's one thing I feel like AEW sometimes struggles. Like, remember you used to tell me, Frankie, the Ring of Honor belts here and all that stuff, and I used to always argue with you like, who cares and all that stuff, right? But now I've fallen and I've hit my head, and I agree with you. They need to keep those brands separated. Like, stop.
The problem is you want those belts to mean something, and to me, belts don't mean anything if you see all of these belts.
It hurts the Sons of Texas because they're tag team champions, and the Hurt Syndicate is tag team champions as well, and Hurt Syndicate beats them.
Well, not only that, but Dustin Rhodes still brings out the 6-man Ring of Honor titles, which he holds with the Von Erichs. Have you seen the Von Erichs?
Where the hell are the Von Erichs? I didn't even know he still had that tag.
He had both belts with them at the last show.
Oh my God! But in Rickett and Wilfred's eyes, AEW can't do no wrong.
Wow. Throw a parting shot. Wilfred had Ricochet win the other one and Hurt Syndicate win this one. This one is interesting to me, but I also feel it's like a no-brainer. The Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals, the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter.
all day Mercedes Moné because you gotta set it up for Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné at All In.
Yeah, I feel like that's the money match. You got to do it.
Hell yeah!
But man, I feel like Hayter's been on a.
Oh my god, why are they doing that to Jawa? He's gonna get destroyed.
You know what I would do if I'm them? And again, I don't know where Britt Baker stands right now with AEW. I would have Britt Baker cost Jamie Hayter the match so you can get Hayter against Baker.
I would actually have Britt Baker cost Mercedes Moné the match. That way it could be Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker again.
Yeah, but no, but you're right with the Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné is the money match for All In. That's what I'm saying. But now you add All In, you can add Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, but here's the thing. AEW likes to go above and beyond. So you cost Mercedes Moné that
what
match.
You do is have Britt come in and beat them both.
Oh, you could
down,
do that.
And then now we do a 4-way with Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Mercedes Moné, and Jamie Hayter at All In.
Yeah, because it can never be just a regular match. It has to be something extravagant.
And I agree with you, Wilford. Mercedes will win. I agree with Frankie as well. That feels like that's been where this all was heading for All In. The Owen Hart Foundation tournament final. Again, I think it's going to be a hell of a match. Ospreay versus Hangman Adam Page. But I think I know where this is going. But
I just don't see Will Ospreay losing. Hangman Page has some momentum on him though, but man, you have to go with Will Ospreay because you want to build him up for All In. So it would be bad if you have him take an L right now. Yeah. And I think he's only lost maybe once. How many times has Will Ospreay lost in AEW? Maybe once or twice, and that's it.
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher once, and I think in a tag team match.
And Okada, he lost to Okada.
Okada, yes, you're right. You're right.
That's the only. I think those are the only two.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Ospreay wins, and honestly, I think Wilford is wrong. Where Darby Allin is going to be the winner, to the one to beat Moxley. I think Will Ospreay at All In is the one that beats Moxley to become the face of AEW.
Sean, you make a lot of logical sense, but because you make a lot of logical sense, I feel like that's not going to happen.
I think Tony Khan's going to listen to our show and not do it on spite.
Talk to me. The last one. Anarchy in the Arena?
Oh, no. There's one more. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Shirakawa.
Come on, man. You damn well. If Mina beats Toni Storm, I mean, that's like another given. Tony all day, bro.
Again, Mariah May comes back, throws dirt on all the WWE rumors, costs Timeless Toni Storm the title. Mina Shirakawa, champagne bath on the stage. Toni Storm all day.
Even though what you just said would be amazing.
It would be, but we know how this is going to
But you give some really, really good ideas. I would
never be signed to book anywhere because everybody would be like,
they need to hire you, Sean.
We can't give them surprises all the time. Why not?
You're so good at finding these surprises, and
this is the whole thing. Happen. Look, if Mariah May is still under contract, you know she wants to go to WWE anyways. What the hell does it matter to have her come out and be like, "Hey, we need you to cost her just to flip the switch here, just to do something"? You can give the title back to Toni Storm in the next Dynamite.
That's what I was thinking when I said the Mercedes Moné. I said they'll probably cost Britt Baker cost Mercedes Moné, and then you have Mercedes Moné versus Britt Baker, and then they run it back, Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné again. That's like back-to-back Dynamites, and then you got Mercedes Moné versus Toni Storm at All In. You see that because Tony Khan wants like these extravagant matches on Dynamite too. So,
all right. So in this one, I have Anarchy in the Arena, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, and the Ops, which is Samoa Joe and Hobbs, versus the Death Riders and the Elite. But I don't have Willow Nightingale and Marina Shafir on here, so I'm not sure.
They're supposed to be in it?
I thought they were on the teams that I saw announced. Right. So I'm not sure what's AEW? You got the AEW site up or no?
No, because the AEW site doesn't even have the Anarchy Arena match. So I went to 411mania.com and they have here participants to be determined. They don't even know who's gonna be in it. And then when you go to the AEW thing, they don't have it. They only have 5 fights, 5 matches. That's why I had to leave their site. Think about it, man. You have to go to somebody else's site to see what matches are in that match. Like whoever's running AEW's I guess social media needs to get their shit together because they don't even have all the matches. They only have a couple. Doesn't make any sense.
So apparently, as of May 19th, the teams still have not been. So they're probably going to hype that for Dynamite this week.
Yeah.
Find out who the teams are.
Yeah, because my bad. It says Swerve Strickland. Okay, now I'm on their site.
Team Swerve Strickland versus Team John Moxley.
Yeah, which has been accepted. It says now we'll have the Anarchy Arena, Glendale, Arizona this Sunday. That's all it says. It doesn't say who are the participants.
Yeah, this one says while the participants have not been officially confirmed, recent developments on AEW programming suggest Moxley's team could include Gabe Kidd, who interfered on his behalf last week on Dynamite, the Young Bucks and Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta and Claudio of the Death Riders, or the Elite's Kazuchika Okada could also be involved. Strickland's team could feature Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Willow Nightingale, as well as others.
Whoa, are you watching this? They got Roxanne Perez into the Judgment Day. I would just like to take a moment to formally introduce Roxanne Perez to the Judgment Day. Get the hell out of here. Finn Balor brought Roxanne Perez to the Judgment Day? Wow, I like this.
She's saying she's not a member of the Judgment Day, but we need a little help around here. And in that case, we have Roxanne.
I like it, man, because then you could go ahead and have Roxanne versus Liv. It's a good way to build this up.
She's got presents for them. Oh, chicken nuggies.
Oh
no!
Wait, hold on a second.
This is gonna be the new way. This is gonna be.
Are you telling me that Dom is now gonna get Roxanne? I mean, dude, this guy.
Wait, Carlito got something. I don't know what he got. It's in a bag. What is it? Oh, apples.
Wow.
Apples for Carlito.
Hey, look how Roxanne was looking at Dom, bro. Like, dude, Dom.
Look at Dom's following her. Look at Dom looking.
Dom is a pimp out here, bro. He got a couple of apples. Oh, damn.
Raquel said Liv will hear about this and says, "Oh, I can't wait." Damn, poor Dom.
This is so good. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. These little moves like these little nuggets, like the ones that Dom is eating.
Literal nuggets.
It's what really makes the show better. And they're not even the main. They're not even John Cena. Or they're not, Cody. They're not none of those. This is what. Now we're intrigued because now they're finding out a way to put Roxanne Perez in there, and then it will lead up to Roxanne versus probably Liv.
When she comes back.
It's impressive. I like it, man. I like it. I'm so anti Mercedes Moné. My female wrestling name would be what? Corolla Kyrie?
Where are you at? I'm sorry, here.
That was Karun who wrote that a minute there.
Corolla Carry. So, like, instead of Mercedes, he drives a Corolla, Toyota Corolla.
Roxanne versus Lip. Yep, nice. Hell yeah. Dominic always gets the lady. Dude, he really does, man. That guy's a pimp. Why they keep hyping up this Tajawa versus Rusev? Rusev is going to destroy him. So then what's I mean, look, I don't have to predict it. Anarchy's going to win, bro. The Death Riders are going to win. The Death Riders are going to win that match.
Good choice, man. I got Anarchy winning. All right, good. I bet you it wins in the arena.
I'm not going to lie. I do like those Anarchy matches. Those are pretty cool. They probably go all out. But
no, it's all in.
I know. Of course. Oh, he's coming through the crowd again. He's yeeting all over these crowns. Look at him.
We get it. We got golden nuggets, of course. You know, those look microwavable, actually. Those are like the microwave nuggets.
Those are pretty good, though. Microwave nuggets. I like microwave nuggets. Did you see Jey Uso was struggling with that curtain for a second there?
It happens.
He was struggling a little bit. I can't wait until Jey loses his belt, bro. I wonder if he loses the belt, if he still will come out through the crowd and yeet. You think that's gonna be his like gimmick moving forward, whether he has the belt or not?
Yeah, it's got to be. And then the baby face behind him.
It's kind of cool that he picked up the little girl and started yeeting all over.
Now he's got some little baby face meme thing behind him, jumping up and down.
I did see that. All in Cat for Life. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Frankie, anything else, man, before we go?
Yeah, it looks like if I think they have me behind there, right next to Jey Uso, right there. Me without the hair.
The face. The big meme.
Mm-hmm. That's all me right there, sir. I'm there. No, you can follow me at Frankie Fresco or Fresco Music.
I love how Michael Cole's got to get fired up to do the handshake. He's sitting there like warming up. So good. He's so proud of himself.
He is. Oh, look at those kids in that arena. Tell me when you see all those kids in AEW. Pat McAfee.
That's the thing. It's like, unfortunately, that's where, to me, Vince understood that it's like Disney. You get the kids there, parents got to buy everything.
We could go through whatchamacallit, fast topics. Saraya getting kissed by a fan.
Yeah, that's stupid, man.
Crazy, right?
You got to understand, man. I mean, come on, man. Who in their right mind go to a meet and greet and try to kiss somebody on the lips?
I mean,
like, what the hell are you?
Soraya is a good-looking woman. I would kiss her in the lips too.
So you're going to go to a meet and greet and think that Saraya wants to kiss you on the lips, bro? You've lost reality, man.
I would ask her. I wouldn't still kiss. I would.
You need to put it in a padded room.
And
I know you're going to try your little thing where you're a tourist and you're going to be like, I'm a tourist, and she's going to think she can give you a number and stuff. No.
Yeah, Saraya, what's up? I'm Frankie Fresco. Help me out here, bro.
That person deserves like jail time.
Nah, man. Come on. They don't deserve jail time. Probably a slap. A slap, yes, but not jail time.
No, man. So somebody doesn't know you, Frankie, and you're at a table signing autographs. They walk up and think you owe them a kiss?
And a female kisses me in the mouth? Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Especially if she's hot, why not? And I'm not married? No, why not?
You're right.
Have you ever seen Ricky Bobby? Remember the scene in Ricky Bobby where Ricky Bobby he's just won the first race, and then the girl flashes him and he's like, man, let her be legal, and then he marries her? Mm-hmm. It's the same concept, bro. Just, there you go.
There you go. Frankie Fresco has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what other lightning stuff you got?
What else happened? And what do you could think of? I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought.
Anything from the crowd in the chat, let us know.
Anything you guys want to ask us? Oh, for a minute there, I thought it was the White Six coming out with all that smoke. Missing the White Six, bro. I missed those guys. Oh, I didn't even know that Alexa Bliss was in Money in the Bank already.
Yeah, she won. She won on SmackDown the other night.
No doubt, straight to jail. Just because he stole a kiss from her. That's true. It is creepy. It is creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
Unwarranted kiss. My goodness.
I'm not gonna lie. It is creepy.
Can you sign this picture? And by the way, how do you even think that that's like? You're not at a kissing booth. What the hell?
So what happens if he tried to kiss her right on the cheek?
Either way, you're at a freaking signing meet and greet.
Maybe you kiss her on the forehead.
No, you don't kiss anybody.
You kiss her hand.
Listen, did you go to a meet and greet? Or swap spit and kiss and everything? I mean, no, dude.
Well, sometimes things change. You could go to massage place, and then
where's the meet and greet at Roxy's or wherever?
You go to a massage place, and then all of a sudden you end up with a happy ending. What are you talking about? Things happen. Things change, sir. Things change.
Okay, maybe if he slid Soraya maybe $1,000, she might give him a kiss on the cheek.
I wonder how many dick pics did Mercedes Moné get with all the people who signed up with her? I bet you she got a ton.
How many dumbasses paid $59.99 just $99.99?
Even Wilfred, who's a diehard AEW fan, did not pay the $99.99.
Wilfred, did you pay the $99.99?
No.
Are you texting him Mercedes Moné?
We asked him about this already.
Yeah, but he might change his mind. It's been a couple weeks. Oh my God, Braun Breaker, you savior! Braun Breaker just saved Jey Uso. Oh my goodness.
Oh, because Jey Uso was gonna.
Oh, he was going straight on his head. He was going straight to his head.
Let me see. I'm a little bit delayed. Oh,
he overshot him. He went over.
Jey Uso, man, he's so over there, bro. Over there. Oh, commercial break. I love it. You gotta love these commercials, man.
You do.
These commercials, even if you pay for the Netflix without commercials, you still.
I wonder anybody on X or Twitch or anybody who's listening, is anybody on here paid the $99.99 to text Mercedes Moné? I would just like to know, like, what is it? Is it like one text a day she sends out and you can respond?
I don't know, sir.
Because I guarantee she's not sitting there answering every text you send.
Oh, what do you think about Cora Jade and her OnlyFans? I think she's starting her OnlyFans now.
Good for them, man. Make the money.
She has no option, right? I mean, doesn't look like she's trying to.
Dude, what you do is if you can make your money that way, why would you do anything else?
Did you see also that AEW, they had to cut AEW show Collision? TBS had like some issues going on or something like that. I heard about that.
And somehow, I think Frankie sent us it, or Sammy sent us it. It went to Black Adam. It went to Black Adam. The movie it played was Black Adam, which was The Rock's movie.
Whoa, Karun. You must have not been here when we started the show. Let me inform you. Let me give you the Frankie takes when it comes to this. So, Karun, this past week, my family came into town. My uncle, my goddaughter, her mother, her stepmother. And what happened was Frankie Fresco went ahead and said, yo, we got to do tourist stuff because they've never been here to the United States and all that stuff. So if you guys are ever interested, there's a thing called a big bus. And that big bus, if you go to Miami City Pass, you get you could do different things, like 10 different attractions. And one of them is the bus. And it costs $30. And it runs from 10 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. So what ends up happening is you get on this bus and you're a tourist. And you just ride. You could get it from Bayside. You could get it from Wynwood. You could get it from anywhere. And it takes you it takes you to, it literally takes you through Bayside, South Beach, Wynwood, the Design District. It takes you to the Everglades. It takes you everywhere, bro. So anyway, long story short, me and my dad were in it. Now, my dad wasn't trying to get any numbers or anything like that because my dad is obviously with my mom. But my dad was acting a little bit like my wingman. So that's what I like about my dad. My dad he helps me. He gives little nuggets there. So what ends up happening, I told my dad, I was like, Dad, what are we doing? And he's like, bro, we're tourists, bro. I said, you know what, Dad? I like the way you think. So then all of a sudden in that bus, you start getting tourists left and right. So what do? You act stupid. Hey, man. Hey, guys, how are you? This and that. And then you start talking, but you're not talking to guys. You're talking to the women. You start talking to the women. You tell the women, hey, man, my name is Frankie. I'm visiting from Colombia. And I've been here in the States a couple times. That's why my English is pretty good. But, I mean, I would tell them a whole bunch of crap. I would tell them lies. Doesn't matter. I'm not married to them. I already told that to Sean. So then these women, some of them are hot. I'm not going to lie. But don't steal my don't guys. If we're gonna do it together, we gotta do it right, okay, Karun? I don't know if Karun is married. Hopefully, Karun is it. Karun, if you're single, man, let me know. We can make this happen. So you get in there, then all of a sudden you get phone numbers. You start picking these numbers from these tourists, and some of these tourists are hot, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was shocked. And it not only happens in not only happened in the bus, but it also happened in the there's that boat tour, that millionaires boat tour where if you and for you guys that are and gals that are come to Miami, there's a boat that travels all around Star Island and all that stuff, and they pretty much say, hey, this is this person's house, this is like Shakira's house and all that stuff. Coincidentally, they did not mention Diddy's house, which was funny because Diddy's house is there. I knew Diddy's house was there. They didn't mention it. But anyways, long story short, hey man, you start sneaking around, you see like 2 or 3 women by themselves without no man. All of a sudden, you start having a conversation with them. You're like, hey, where you guys from? Oh, I'm from this place, and I'm like, hey, I'm from this place and this place, even though I'm from Miami. And then you win them over. Look at Frankie Fresco. All the women are gonna be like, Frankie, you're such a pig. Sorry, ladies, sorry. But for the gentlemen, you're welcome. Looking out for all the single guys out there, bro. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tip of the day.
There you go. Frankie Fresco. Giving you the book of Frankie.
That's actually more entertaining than this matchup right now.
I don't know. You know what's interesting is 10:15. Like this Raw feels like it's dragged this week.
Last week's Raw sucked too. It was boring. Like the last 2 Raws have been very boring. I'm telling you, they're not selling me with this Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman stuff, bro. It's
they are. It's not that it's but the problem right now is like I don't know what the situation is with CM Punk, but like he hasn't been on the shows. He's there, but he hasn't been on. He comes out for the save. If you did a,
PTSD for women these days for past experience, yeah, I know. Crazy.
All right, Frankie, let them know where they can get to you and maybe get more wisdom from you.
If you guys want more tip advice, you could reach me at the Love Doctor Frankie Fresco.
1-800-LOVE-DOC.
You call me a Love Doc Frankie Fresco.
That's DOCLOVE.
Maybe instead of bringing let me talk to you. I'll bring you guys the Love Doctor Wednesday nights with Frankie Fresco. I might grow.
Call into the love line. Right.
And then I wear a blazer too because I gotta look professional.
Oh, a blazer with a heart bow tie.
And it would be really good. I have to change my background though. It has to be like something. It can't be wrestling.
You got to get like a female to kiss you on the forehead. So you got like the lipstick right there on the forehead as you do.
See, Sean, you would be my co-producer. I would go ahead and make sure you give me these ideas, these wild ideas. That way I could sell it to the fans and be like, look, Frankie's been macking on all these women. It's crazy. It's impressive. And the only reason it is because Sean has given me all these ideas. That's what I like. But you can catch me at Frankie Fresco on all social media platforms, Fresco Music.
That's terrible.
You could also check me out on X, Instagram, the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel, and obviously
Jesus
Facebook.
Christ.
That was pretty bad. And shout out to the Sharks, man.
Wait, it gets worse. Is he on the apron yet?
Yeah, I saw what he did, bro. That was pretty bad.
No. You saw the Frankensteiner he just did? The Steiner Bulldog?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
Latino Heat Frankie Fresco. Look at that. Finn Sammy, another co-producer. These guys are giving me all these ideas. And I have to come up with like a really nice, cool song too. Oh, like you remember this guy? The wrestler who used to come out with the towel. What was his name? Damn it, I forgot his name. Val Venus. There you go. I can't pull out that. I can't.
Hello, ladies.
Yeah. That's how I'll start my Wednesday show. Hello, ladies.
So you have a heart bow tie and a towel. That's all Frankie and lips on your hair. On your head.
Like, hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Val Venus style, baby. Val Venus style. What about you, Sean? How can they find you, bro?
They can find me at Stanley Media _11. And also at Stanley Media House everywhere else. And of course, Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe. Also check out the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. And want to thank everybody. Any parting words from the chat from Frankie Fresco?
I'm thinking about putting maybe some baby oil.
Oh, good God. That's why the bus didn't stop at Diddy's house. It slid on by.
I think this show's getting too TVMA.
I'd be the Godfather with my pimps and hoes.
You should. There you go. There you go. He walks with a crane and everything. A little
Frankie
crane.
won't ride the bus anymore. He'll be on the hoe train.
Oh, hell yeah. Pulling them hoes. Oh, shout out to Sean too. I when I was over there at in Southwest 8th Street and La Sabuesera, what do you call that crap? La Pequeña Habana. I went to this Mexican place and they had like this all wrestling thing. They had a wrestling belt. They had the luchador. I tagged Sean. If you guys follow me on social media, I tagged Sean. I was like, look, when me and Sean used to be tag team partners back in the day, you had a like luchador. Sean was like, Frankie, where the hell are you?
Yeah, I was like, where the hell are you? Like it's like a shrine for Mexican wrestling. I was like,
Yeah, it's
where the hell are you at?
And it was right on. It's right on La Pequeña Habana, little Havana, literally right down there. Real cool place. They had all wrestling stuff, all Mexico stuff. It was pretty cool. You should go visit it. Definitely.
I will. Definitely. We told you we're gonna hang out one day and go visit it.
As tourists.
As tourists. Well, you as a tourist. I'll just be your wingman.
On the bus.
The big bus.
The big bus.
Apparently doesn't stop at Diddy's house.
No, it does not, sir. Cannot. What's going on? You want to stick around until this match is over?
I'm waiting for somebody to get hurt in this match. Honestly, though, it's much.
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes, like 9 minutes before this match is over.
They're very sloppy in this match, man.
That goes to show you that these guys are not ready.
They're sloppy.
These guys are not ready for. I'm sorry, guys, but they're not ready for the big show, bro. They're not.
Paul White's here. Paul White is here.
You're such an idiot. No, but they're not ready, bro. They're not ready. They.
It's the big show. Oh, good God!
Look, that was sloppy too. That wasn't even that clean. Let me ask you: if they're wrestling like this and being this sloppy with all their everything that they're doing, this definitely means that they've never worked together before. Obviously, right?
Oh, that's the house shows. Like that's the thing. Like
they haven't worked together. They haven't practiced because they look sloppy. Look at Paul Heyman. He knows. He's like, damn, this is sloppy as hell, bro.
He's like, good God, somebody's gonna die in this.
Yeah, it's like, bro. And this has been. Look, remember, you had the whole Rhea Ripley matchup. That was a little bit rough for Kairi Sane.
Like on the headline, it says El Grande Americana helps Judgment Day beat Penta and AJ Styles. Like your results. Is down there telling who interfered.
They want to make sure that you know.
All right, here's a cue that this move is not going to happen. You know why? Jey Uso's legs are on the inside of the ring. Therefore, he's not going to be able to suplex him because there's no way Jey Uso could get to the air.
Makes sense. Oh.
He set him up for the Frankensteiner.
Yep. He kicked out. Good sell.
Terrible match. It's been sloppy.
It's just been sloppy, yeah. But good. Okay, so since we're dissecting this match, right? So you see Braun Breaker. I like the emotion in the face. He was like pissed. His vein is popping on his left side of his forehead. He's ready to do that spear. Oh, there you go. Why does everybody do that when they have that? Why do they always do that? Like. Another one who does this is this guy. Ooh.
Did you see how fast he was going? You saw what he did to avoid getting kicked in the face?
Yeah. This guy, Damian Priest does the same thing too.
Hopefully they do not show a replay of that because he missed by a mile.
All day. They're not going to show it. Or if they do, they have to show it from...
It'll be from the highlight of the side like they showed it that time. It won't be from any other camera except the hard camera.
Somebody's coming.
Yep.
Who is it?
Seth, probably. Apparently he's waiting for a certain move. So he's waiting for a cue from Jay. Jay must be going to set up something when he goes to do. He must be doing the Roman. He's going to be doing the ooh, ah. Or what happened here? Who
he's there.
Oh, Heyman. Got Heyman. So then somebody's coming from behind him now. Come on, Seth. There's Braun leaving.
Getting a chair. It's messed up. Hey, wouldn't Jey Uso get DQ'd for doing that? I mean, he clearly used the.
So Heyman's going to grab his leg. Heyman set up to grab his leg. There you go. Now he's going to go down to hit Heyman, and whoever's out there is going to probably take him out. And probably, you know what probably is?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah. Logan
Probably
Paul can smack him with the knockout punch.
He's already done it 3 times, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. There. Oh no, it was Seth.
It flew out of his pants.
His ass crack was like almost out there. Did they disqualify this match already, or is it still going on? He needs to put a belt on. Jesus.
Gotta be over.
Yeah, right? Did the bell ring?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here CM Punk might come out. Yeah, CM Punk might come out. You've been asking for CM Punk. It only makes sense for CM Punk to come out. Or Sami Zayn. Sammy or CM Punk?
Sammy and CM will probably come out both.
Who? Well, here we go. Who's coming out?
It's going to be CM Punk. Looks like blue.
Sami Zayn.
Oh.
Then they'll beat up Sammy.
CM Punk's going to come from the backside.
And then CM Punk comes out.
CM Punk's going to come from the backside.
Yep. It has to be like that. Sammy's looking at him, staring. There it is.
I don't like that part, though.
CM
Like,
Punk.
if you're the heels, why are you waiting for CM Punk to get there? Start attacking Sammy.
Yep.
That's why
you want to CM Punk. There you go.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's why these guys haven't had the antagonist to be the protagonist. Sami Zayn's been the only one that they've been, and Jey Uso. And Jey Uso's doing with Logan Paul. So to have a good, to be good and protagonist, you need the antagonist. Or to be good antagonist, you need protagonist. Sorry.
There you go. That's a setting up for Saturday night.
He can take his phone out. Jesus. Or AJ got a thing on it, a Life 360.
Oh, you saw Seth? He rolled over to the table and everything. Ooh.
Oh, damn. Phil's like, hey, buddy, don't hit me like that. Last time I did that Jungle Boy. That's what happened to him.
Ah, there, look at Rob Breaker.
Damn, Jey Uso got hit with friendly fire.
I'm telling you, man. Braun Breaker seems like another type of Goldberg, where he's just too aggressive sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going out.
And CM Punk's gonna come to the thing and jump up and hit it.
There
it is. Come
Says,
on.
at some point in the near future, Sammy will turn on Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
You can't be there like this. I mean, what are they going to concession stand? Seth Rollins missed the cutoff. Yeah, wait, now go down. There you go. Seth Rollins went the wrong way. He had to fight back.
Here comes Logan Paul. Logan Paul's probably going to come out.
Logan Paul knock him out in the Raw. Bam.
Boom. This is so predictable, dude. Like, come on, man. So we called everything exactly the way it came out. Oh, man. That's why I feel like sometimes they need to come with some original. Like, why is his mouth bleeding? Is he?
Yeah,
bleeding?
that was from the super kick this morning earlier. Jey Uso super kicked him.
Yeah, there you go. And that was Raw for you, gentlemen.
There it is. We actually did a full watch along.
Yeah, 2 hours, man.
Yeah, was not planned. 2.5 hours.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
No, actually, yeah, because we started a little bit late. We started at
yeah. We did start about 8:20. So yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah, we're about 2:08 into it. So yeah.
Not bad.
Well, we thank everybody that joined in, and in the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine, state.